doing?
I'm great, and I'm happy to be back.
You're still happy?
I'm still happy.
You're a happy girl them. Yeah, vile inafaa. Yeah, and you are my first guest when I was thinking of conversations za mapesa hivi. And I also my first guest in 2024.
Wow!
Imagine.
I'm honored.
Imagine.
I'm honored.
Yeah, so for those who are tuning in for the first time, who is Dinah? Najua nilisikia watu wakiita no, I'm Dinah.
Watu wakuniita Diana. Kwanza people were saying, hey, for once I may get the name right on the poster. Mmeanza mwaka vizuri, guys. Anyway.
Sisi ni watu tunaenda na motaratara. We are live on Facebook. You can go there tuambie sauti iko vipi. If there's any adjustments you need to do, we're going to do it. Dinah.
Yes.
Who is Dinah?
Dinah, first of all, her full name is Dinah Wangari Wageshohu. She is a Christian. That's very important to mention, a born-again Christian. And for work, I am a financial advisor. I am passionate about money and enabling people to achieve financial freedom. Yes.
You're passionate about money. We are all passionate about money. What does a financial advisor do?
A financial advisor is someone you come to consult with when you're looking, first of all, for ways to make an income. And once you have an income, when you're looking for ways of managing that income to work for you. Yes.
So kama niko na ka project hivi nafikiria nafaa tukae chini.
Tunafaa
uniambia hapa ni ngori au hapa iko sawa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, yeah.
So it's new year. There's a young guy, I've forgotten the name, alinitumia message tarehe 31 usiku. Akaniambia amekuwa akitusikia.
Wow.
Na resolution yake hii mwaka ni kusave. Ni kuweka pesa. And I was like, nimwambie banki yangu, nimwambie mi usave aje. Na nikamshow, mimi nikikuambia vile mi ufanye, inaweza kosa kuwa vile wao do. So, we skiza show, alafu maybe from me conversation, unaweza jua mali kuweka do yako. Unajua ufanye mambo yako, pesa ni personal. Tunaweza advice, lakini usifanye vile Karisa na do. Jota mimi nimekuwa nikilearn. A lot of unlearning, by the way, when it comes to money. Mimi ni wakukura, nakura tu, nakura.
Ni vizuri una-unlearn hiyo kwanza.
So nimekuwa niki-unlearn. And I think last year was since I got into marriage, I think last year was the best year, or rather eye-opening year when it comes to finances. Wow. And tumeanza kuona the fruits early this year. So hata mimi nimekuwa nikifunguka macho. So financial goal setting. For somebody amepata hata wera juzi ama tukijana anasema hii mwaka ndio mwaka yangu. No, I don't want to be a fool when it comes to matters money. Where do we start when you're talking about financial goal setting?
Financial goal setting, let's start by first of all establishing that we are not making wishes. A goal is a plan that has a deadline. So we're not sitting and saying, I wish this year that I can make $1 million by the end of the year, or I can start investing. No, we are setting deadlines. So we are sitting down and tuna review first last year, tujue tulikuwa aje, what do we need to do better, and then now we can start making plans but with deadlines. Yes, very very unajua vile natuamianga smart, specific, measurable, whatever. What are the other? Kuna realistic, kuna so that's what we are doing this year. And inakwanga resolution ya kila mtu. By the January, let me tell you, financial advisors tunakwanga very busy in January because everyone's resolution is I want to do better with money. So I hope this year we can be more intentional, and I'm glad that I'm your first guest. Like that shows a lot. Like we're gonna be very intentional this year.
I want people to know about money.
Yes.
Not just to know about money, to implement the knowledge and to see the fruits of that knowledge.
Yes.
Mwambia niko hapa ku correct mistakes. Pia nimefanya. Watu wasifanye mistakes. Tumefanya. Sikukula tu mandazi na kununua viatu.
Na mandazi ulikula kabisa.
Na viatu na tu t-shirt. Si mbaya lakini kuna place ya kila kitu.
Limit, with a limit for real, for sure. So I think basically me coming here is just helping you come up with that plan
Awesome,
now
awesome.
for your goals. The steps, I mainly wanted us to go through the steps, and maybe at the end I can also suggest some of the goals that you should really consider having this year
Okay.
financially.
Tuanze.
So of course, goal number 1 is reviewing last year, like I've said. Sit down with yourself and be very, be very honest. Be very honest. Last year, what did you do right? Did you listen in to Carissa's show and pick a few things and actually start implementing them? Or did you keep postponing and never start? You know? So sit down and have a candid conversation and write down what you did wrong and right. That will be a good beginning point for you to know what steps to take. The next thing is, of course, I'm not going to assume that everyone has a job and that's how they are having, like, we're sitting down planning money. I know that there are some people who probably don't have a job. So I'm hoping that is plan number 1. Send out applications. Get an income if you don't have an income, because we can't be planning for money you don't have. So let that be your first step so that you can also participate in this conversation. Get an income. And if you're not okay with your income currently, diversify. Get other streams of income. Learn a new skill that's gonna add money to your pocket. Don't just sit and be comfortable.
Or sit and complain.
Yeah.
Kwa Jeremiah. January to December.
Unateta tu na itasaidia. Miaka zinapita, utateta, and then you're gonna realize hiyo time energy nilitumia kuteta. Ungekuwa melan kitu. Because we're here, we're really complaining that there's unemployment, but you know, maybe you within yourself, you can be an employer and you're here just waiting. And you have a skill that can help, can be a solution giver to some industry, and you're not focusing on that. So get an income.
Yeah.
After that, you might need to sit down and review your areas of priority. We can't assume that everyone is aiming for the same thing. So what is your area of priority this year? What is important to you? Is it getting married? I saw a lot of proposals last year. Congratulations. Kama hii mwaka ndio umeamua this is the year we're gonna have our wedding, that is your...
Sisi tuko hapa ready kukura mishere.
Tuko ready, please. So, eka ka budget ndo tukule vizuri kwa hiyo. Yeah, so review and identify your areas of priority. Is it that you want this year you wanted to save, to be a saver? Maybe you didn't start last year. Is it that this year you wanted to build a house or start a business? So identify your areas of priority. That will help you, because you know, tuliongea last year tukasema when you start saving and you really did not have a plan in the beginning, you didn't have a goal, you lose focus. So once you've identified your areas of priority, they will guide you into remaining consistent and focused. Yeah.
So can you have like more than one area of priority? Ama una suggest ikwe one major tunasukumana nayo?
Unaweza kuwa na more than one, but pia we also really need to be realistic kwa sababu you know where you are financially and your capabilities. So you can end up overwhelming yourself if you pile too many priorities at once. So you can sit and see which one is doable within which time frame. Maybe if it's a wedding, if it's not kama mko na haraka hivyo, maybe that's the one you want. Like, financially, where are you? At least you know you can get committees maybe, or some people who want to support you, so that goal can be actualized faster. If it's building a house, if you've not yet even started saving for it, that might take a while. So also plan them according to how realistic it is to achieve them. But it is okay to have more than one.
So kama kijana anataka kufungua bizi ya machapo hivi na masamosa, mangalia ameona hii ni 10k, meza ni 2000, yani aziandike tu chini vizuri, alafu aweke timeline.
Yeah. Like a timeline, at least atajua how much is required from him. So ataweza kujipanga ataweka pesa ngapi kando. Ama kama kuna mtu ako willing kuinvest alafu amlipe pole pole. You know, kuna vitu zinaweza fanya hii nini kwe faster.
Also, I think vile unasema review priority, ukijua priority yako pia atakwambia watu kuhusu priority hizo, inakuwa easier. You know those people who meet unataka kufanya nini? Sasa nikiweza kupatia hii tano unaweza fanya nini? Uko chap hiyo nitafanya. Inasaidia. Kuna watu na making jokes zenye hazifai. Ukiniambia tu wewe goal yako sasa na kujenga hii na hii. But I think it gives you a clarity of where you're going, a clarity even in speaking those things. And even in prayers, you're confused.
You're not just being general, you're being specific with God.
Awesome. Watu harusi wamekuja wanasema amen.
May it be done unto you. Mkwe na your dream weddings.
Amen.
So after that, the next step is make sure that these goals you've already established. This is my priority this year. Is it within the SMART guideline? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. Are you don't make sure your goals are also well broken down. So you've said I want to go on a trip in December, and that trip costs 24,000. You know you're supposed to set aside to 2,000 every month until that time comes. So make sure they're first of all within the SMART guideline, and that you've broken them down.
Wow. Hizo kama trip, unajua zinapangiwa ama ni kitu pia unasema acha nikule mshandei mwezi?
Hapana, tupangie hizi vitu.
So mtu anaweza weka part ya priority zake kama a trip, no?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, people should prioritize leisure. Because sababu you work so hard and you never gift yourself or get to relax, and you know. Lakini I know that tunakwanga una feeling kuna ka guilt watu wana feeling when you feel when you're enjoying life, there's like a guilt you feel which is not supposed to be there. And that is because ikikuja kwa things that to do with leisure zinakwanga very unplanned for. So sometimes they're the reasons why you end up being bankrupt because you didn't plan for them, and that's why we feel guilty for taking them up. Because sawa nimeamua impromptu acha niende Mombasa, but then next week hata sina fare kwenda kazi the whole week. So of course it will look like it's a crime to go, but if you had planned haungekuwa na hiyo issue next week ya kukosa fare.
Pangeni bana.
Pangeni. Pangia kila kitu. Hata kununua nguo unapangia, usiende tu kununua juu umeiona. Yes.
Ladies, I know one. Akiona kitu lazima kuna vitu hata nikiona taona niko naye namwambia tupite hii route ingine.
Unasema watu wanashangaa kwa nini tunashikwa mkono town, kumbe ni juu mnajua tukipita huko utaona vitu haufai. Impulse buying tunaikata this year. Tunaikata kabisa.
Discipline to save.
Yes.
So still talking on financial goal setting, I think 3 pointers there. I think there are 4. To digest here, we go for some biashara news on that other side. Then we come back, we continue.
Yes.
Somebody anasema very, very informative here. Thank you, Dinah, for coming.
Hope FM, another quality service from Christ, is the answer ministry.
Shajara ya biashara na Faith Kaulu.
Hujambo na karibu. Bei ya vyakula duniani ilipungua tena mwezi Disemba na kushuka kwa 1.5%
close to all the ones who feel like they'll never make.
When you see me fall, ukisikia nimeteleza mahali, your first instinct should be let's pray for this man. When you see my biashara sheki hivi, sianze kusema tulijua tu, pray for me. You know, when you see a marriage next to you there, you know, a house is not going as you would, want, Pray. Ukiona mtoto wa jirani ameanza kuwa kichwa ngumu, unasema mpaka unaambia wako usijaribu kupatana na ule. You know what? Pray also for that family. Like what you need to do is be people who pray for each other. Niombe, usisahau kuniombea na mimi nisisahau kukuombea. Ama aje Daina. Watu wa Mutura wanasema Karis, mnasema Mutura tuweke akiba. By the way, if you are tongering Mutura ya 200 kila siku, 200 kila siku, na hiyo ni, are you okay?
Hata si healthy.
Kwani umeundwa na Mutura? Like you know, unaendanga ya 20, ya 40, ya 60, ya 80. Those small monies. Alafu ongeza na credo ya sotano kila siku. And you're calling people who just, hey, no problem, but I was just saying, like, think. And,
it is those two small expenses that sink your whole financial
umepitia kwa
ship.
Mutura ya sombili hapo kando umetonga maiboiro ya 70, siku hizi ni 35. Alafu ukipita hivi unasema manze nikipikanga sembe wacha nitwange mutungo, unatandika mutungo 2 na chai pale. You see, unafanyia kazi tumbo bana. Well, Steve Jogona, who is Steve? Huyo by the way anadisha Mutura sana.
Huyo by the way itabidi anione kando.
Anafaa angalie. So tulikuwa kwa making sure that indeed the goals you set they are smart. Yes. Smart hapa tukasema smart ni specific, measurable. Hapa kwa measurable sana some of us are setting goals zenye unaulizwa utaingia aje, unasema si mbaya kuwa na imani. Lakini saa ingine tunaekelea imani.
Strategy ni muhimu.
Strategy pia inafaa ikuwe achievable and then relevant. And time bound.
Very true, very important. Very important. And after that tukasema you need to break them down. Break down that goal. Uko na trip ya 120k, unajua every month I'm supposed to set aside 10,000. Like make sure you break down like ndo ikae very possible in your head, kwa sababu when you think 120,000 it looks very huge. When you break it down it really looks doable. So it's gonna really, it will help you come up with that. You need to plan your goals properly. So
kama ni kujenga una break down, naona mabati ni mbao ni hizi, simiti ni mchanga ni unajipanga sasa.
No, inakaa very possible in your head.
Inakaa very possible.
Yes. So after you've done all that, the other thing you need to do is budget. Because now you know how much you need to set aside. You've come up with your financial goals. You've already discovered which areas are of priority to you. You've established that your goals are smart goals. Now you need to budget. So in your daily expenses, of course, now itabidi umefanya some review kwa where your money goes, so that this goal can now fit into your budget. So kama huyo wa Mutura na maybe goal yake ilikuwa kununua kashamba by the end of the month, ataona wacha niachane na Mutura. Budget sasa ni hii pesa yenye inaendanga kwa Mutura ni budget sasa as a savings. So say budget your financial goals. Make sure you follow them also. Don't just budget for formality alafu tena hautumii. Tumesema hii mwaka tunasema na kutenda. Kutenda
bana. Hakuna kuongea sana. So hata also wakati kwa mjengo na niliona unaweza pata pesa, lakini pia mtu anakula sana pale. So maybe unaweza toka nyumbani na sembe ukienda pale site. Kuliko kule chapati 9 na madondo sahani 3, ubebe sembe pale mtaani, ukulia pale site na chai, alafu ongeze chapati moja or something, and then hiyo pesa iende mahali pengine. Thank you kuangalia ni wapi unaweza shift to accommodate this goal.
Nakuchanua. And the good thing about a budget is this is you telling your money where to go, because if you don't tell your money where to go, you'll wonder where it went. Unapatanga watu wanakuambia jana nililipwa pesa mingi, sasa hata siwezi kuambia iko wapi. You didn't budget for that money. So that will help you in setting, ukiset hizi goals, hiyo pesa make sure umeambia wewe unaenda hapa, na usitumie kabla haja fit into your budget. Otherwise you'll just be wondering hiyo pesa ilienda wapi. And the cycle will continue. So budgets, and after you've budgeted, the next step is automating your savings. or your money, where your money. Sasa si umeshaamua hii ndio pesa itakuwa inaenda hapa. Automate the whole process. Whether you're gonna go to your bank and tell them every 5th of the month wanalipwa. Hiyo pesa nikilipwa iende direct kwa hiyo, maybe you're saving in a sacco or in a money market fund, wherever you're saving the money, make sure it goes directly so that isipitie. Unajua pia ni vizuri kujijua, when the money comes into your hand, it will always find use. There's always gonna be something that needs financial provision. So you might end up forgoing your goal to sort that, and it was not part of the plan. So automating your expenses will really help you become disciplined. Maintain the discipline.
Sasa kama ni project inataka so automate yoso.
Automate. Kama bank yako inakukubalia, go to your bank and tell them every kama unalipangwa 24th
tao ingia hapa.
Iko inaenda huko. Isikuje kwa mikono yangu. Yeah. Kama unaweza ambia your employer akwe na kukata tu from your salary, isikwe like hata isifike kwa bank. Yeye tu akikudeductia kina tax and all that, anatoa pia ya savings yako. That will help you. Yeah.
Mwaka tunaendelea bana. Mwaka tunaendelea.
Vijana
wataweka masaiba.
Na car wash.
Wow. Na mashamba watu watanunua.
Impossible. I hope this year, I hope okay, tunaweza fanya maandamano, but itakuwa like tutakuwa bado tunajisort. Sisi kutegemea tu government itushughulikie. At this point ni wewe na Mungu wako.
Kuna mtu ananiambia nikuulize kama kuna preferred breakdown ya mshahara. For example, what percentage of my salary should go to rent etc. Vitu kama hizo.
Okay, kuna the one that I always share with people, which is a 50-30-20 rule, which means 50% of your income inafaa kwenda towards your expenses zenye zinarika every time. Kuna 30% inafaa kwenda towards your wants and hizo kununua nguo and all that. Then 20% inafaa kwenda towards your savings and investments. So kwa rent, because ina fall inside the 50% ya salary yako, it's preferred that it equal within 20%. 20% of your income. So the rest is very much dependent on the size of your family. Because naweza kuambia set aside 10% for food. Na maybe nyi mko wengi, ama it's too much for you because uko peke yako. But for rent, 20% is good. 20% of your income. Na kuna nyumba kama hizo. Watu unajua wanapenda kuishi. Najua watu wako like, mimi na earn 20k, so unasema Daina nafaa kuishi kwa nyumba ya 4k. Unafaa kuishi kwa nyumba ya 4k. Because kama unaishi kwa something bigger, it means you're living above your means. You're living above your means. And you either need to adjust yourself and live in a 4k house, or increase your income. Do one of those.
Wanasema image muhimu. Image muhimu.
Fake it till you make it.
A big lie. And this group ya young people tuko nayo, we need to tell them the truth. Or rather, the truth needs to sink in.
Yes.
No, you do not gain anything by living a lie. You're actually losing.
You are.
And you know the worst part of it all is that we see you are living a lie. We're just on your face also pretending. They allowing you to pretend. Wakati kita kura, but tunajua unasikianga hata hakuwa anakaa vile alikuwa. Like, don't do that. Hii mwaka pia be yourself, be real with what you have. Kama kuna tao 10 ni yako, be real with it. Jipange nayo, taumbao jipange nayo. Uko na wacha kuenda kuhamia mahali watu wa 500,000 wanakaa. Inakaa domob sana ukiona kwa payslip, lakini ukikam kwa ground, live within your means.
Live within your means. It's very important.
So tumeautomate.
After tumeautomate, pia tunahitaji accountability. That should be part of the plan. Identify someone who's like-minded, mwenye mnafikiria the same, mwenye anajua anataka the best for you. Make sure this person holds you accountable, so that you're on track. Saa zingine kufanya vitu peke yako, because nobody knows what your plan is, you can actually deviate uamwe, hii nimeachana nayo, on to the next. But someone who's gonna keep you in line, whether it's your spouse, whether it's one of your good friends, your parents, someone, identify someone and have them hold you accountable.
Hapa na mtu anaogopa kidogo. Anasema watatangaza.
Lazima, lakini you pray about it and make sure it's someone who's trustworthy. Najua kuna hiyo ya kuogopa utatangazwa. That's why nimesema mtu like-minded. Si mtu mwenye maybe anafeel kama uko huko juu, so like hata ukiprosper they're not happy for you. Someone you're at par who also wants the best for you, and you've established
somebody who can call you out also.
Yeah, who can call you
Hii
out.
mwezi umeweka ile tao.
Na nakuona hapo unakula motura ile. Hiyo tao umeweka kando.
Umeweka kwa hoteli pale end month. Unaitisha chakula ya bei kali. Anakuuliza najua unalipa lakini ile tao umeweka kando before tutararue hii. Eka hiyo tao.
And I like that this year I've met a lot of people who are in chamas. Like wamekaa pamoja, wameamua indo plan. Sawa, najua watakuwa tu wana wewe nani wewe ulituma yako, mimi nituma that's very important to be part of a community that holds you accountable. So you've done your accountability. The other step is also to make sure you track your progress.
Track your process. Na naandika notes hapa kama mwanafunzi. Nimeamua nitaandikia watu notes. Iko hapo YouTube na Facebook. Track your progress.
Yes. Make sure you set review meetings with yourself. It can be every month. Maybe goal yako ni the end of the year. You want to get married in December. Make sure mnakaa chini mko like tumefika wapi? Tunafaa ku-adjust nini, ku-fast track nini, ni wapi tume-achieve nini so far. Kwa sababu pia ni vizuri to sit down and acknowledge the things you've already achieved. And criticize yourself, uone what's not working. Where should we do adjustments? That will be very...
Unaweza sema last month niliweka, hii month. Okay, last month sikuweka. Ni kwa nini sikuweka?
So nifanye nini? Hii month inamaanisha nitafaa kufanya double. So ni adjust nini ndo ni make sure nimeka double kwa accounts. Yes.
Does it mean that you have to make sure that the goal is priority? That pia kama ni 1,000 na ikuingiana hii mwezi ukipata kitu on the surplus una feel ile gap yenye haikuwa.
Una feel ile gap. Make sure it's a do or die for you. Tunaambiwa a job if a gun was put on your head and you are told kama hauta achieve hii utakufa, I'm sure everyone would do everything possible to make sure that is possible. That's why we started by saying make sure you identify your priority, because if it's your priority, nothing else should come above that. Yes. Nothing else should come above that.
If you have a question for Dinah, you have a few minutes to write in.
Yes.
Kama uko na swali. Kama uko na swali uliza saa hizi. And as a student, number one, we talked about reviewing last year. And be truthful to yourself. Last year mwaka ikiisha nilikuwa napata hii, so imeanza na hii. There is reviewing last year, then there is also reviewing areas of priority. Ni wapi unataka kufokasia huu mwaka. It can be starting that biz, it can be hata marriage vile umesema, harusi. Inaweza kuwa think hata kutravel vile umesema, it can be more than one. And now this is my priority. I think when you know your priority, then you know how much you need to bring that to reality. Make sure your goals are smart. Hapa kwa smart sana attainable, measurable. I hope I'm a good student.
You are.
And then there is budgeting. Budget for it. Then there is automate. And then tumesema accountability. This is where you have like-minded people, have someone you trust and have them hold you accountable. Like people who can walk with you, they can call you out on when you are overspending. And watu wa Mutura, by the way, naona kuna mtu wa Mutura hapa anasema mnaharibia biashara. Watu wa Mutura, budget hata hiyo Mutura, tuseme hivyo. Budget hiyo Mutura pia. Unaikula ambao unatosheka juu ndio budget yako. And then track your progress, set review meetings with self.
Yes. And finally, the one that will the bonus one is celebrate your wins. Make sure you celebrate your wins so that you're also motivated to keep doing what you're doing. Isikukalie, usifeel kama umekaliwa. Celebrate yourself.
Kuna best yangu anaitwa Boni. Alikuwa anatuambia mwili pia inatakanga kuappreciate hiyo.
Naambia mwili pole.
Na saa zingine watu wanachoka kazini juu wapeleka waambiagi yo mwili asante. Like so you are always, the mind tells you like, you are slaving and nini. Celebrate your win. And your win is your win, by the way. Usilinganishe your win na mtu mwingine. You true. Celebrate your win.
Yes.
Wow. I think I'm also set. I'm going to have a sitting or a sit down with my people and we look at some of these things pia.
Yes.
Sasa information ungelipishwa pesa mingi sana kupata. Lakini mimi kama Mankaris nimekuletea hapa. Nimewalipia. Yesu aliwalipia mzigo wa dhambi, mimi nimewalipia pesa ya kwenda kutafuta hii information.
Yes.
Now my plea for you guys is, implement this. Share this conversation or this information with your loved ones and implement these things. Hii mwaka bana fanya kitu.
Fanya kitu. Waambie wanitafute.
Tafuta Dina hapa. Fanya
kitu. One of the
kitu.
goals should be financial consultancy. Make sure you look for someone who's going to guide you in that. Don't do it alone. You've established, now find someone who's going to work with you to achieving that goal. Yes.
Nasema Kari salimia mgeni. Nasema ako deep, ako deep vizuri. Anatupatia information. She talked about rent being 20%. How about shared responsibilities? Food, clothes and others if you're with your partner in crime. Oh, like my husband or my wife. Donate a husband in crime.
Partner
in crime.
Hey, Apple, like I said, just make sure you go within the 50% of your income as a collection. Because of course, I'm sure income billy, so you're treating them as two incomes. Make sure 50% of your income enda towards this nini. So that will be very dependent on you guys. Kwa sababu there are people who are minimalist, maybe our focus on vitu kama kununua, kufurnish nyumba and all that. So it's that's why I'm saying whatever we've shared today is very general. Now you can now sit down with a person who you can be candid with and tell them this is what we like in our home. This is the kind of food we eat in our home, so that now they can also help you now decide hii percentage achaiende kwa chakula. Yeah.
Mungu atusaidie. Mungu atusaidie. I think we've had a good start.
Yes.
Talking about financial goal setting. And next week we continue with this conversation. Mesema next week unataka maswali kama zote.
Maswali kama zote, as I also share with them the type of goals they should have. Yes.
There is Kare.
My namesake.
Like, like whatever. We don't want you to feel like we are telling you not to do things. We're just telling you plan for things.
Yes.
Don't just do things because because you want to do them. Like that attitude, it's my money, I will do. Like plan for it.
Yes.
Know what you want to do. I think you also enjoy what you're doing, or rather you pursue what you're doing with another zeal, knowing that this is what I want to get to. So if it is this once per week, you go with your friends to do for nini, plan for it. Yeah. Kama you can no longer manage once a week with them because mfuko yako hayalao, you can go once a month with them.
Yeah.
If they're your friends, they still accommodate
they will
understand,
you.
Yes. That's all we are saying here.
Yeah.
Now you're set for 2024, or rather you are starting to see the possibilities of you having that dream come true. Like say I'm seeing my projects very in clarity.
Very clear now.
Because nishaanza kupatition hii na hii. Like I might need $1 million, but in mabati ni 50k, I have 50k. I'll buy the mabati. You're saying, at least iko hapo. Wow. Thank you, Dinah.
You're welcome.
God bless you. Nilikuwa nauliza watu ma shoutouts. Naona mbogi yako yote iko hapa. Shoutout wawili watatu before tutoke kwa studio.
Shoutout. Of course, number one, huyu alisema lazima uni shoutout. That is my Pastor Josh. Pastor Josh, shoutouts to you, Wakarura Community Chapel Forsyth. And my mom is also listening. Hi mom, thank you so much for tuning in and your support. And Kinanjuguna hapo wenye wamejoin, Lewis, all my friends, asanteni for listening in, and I hope this helps you guys.
And now that you've come through to share this, may God also bless you. May bring people your way when you wanataka hizi mawaidha.
My phone is open for everyone. Should I share my number?
You can share, or let's do it next week.
Next week.
Okay. Ndio usinitoke. Nikukumbushe, unajua tujapeana namba.
Sawa. Ni ukweli.
So Dinah Wangari, you can get her on social media. They are very active.
Yes.
So Dinah, DYNAH. DI.
Yes.
Dinah.